Hey there to our 62 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. Today we're hanging out at the park. Thought we'd stop and say hello and say happy belated birthday to Kendra because yesterday was her birthday, and maybe gossip about her a little bit. No, no, we just want to talk about Kendra.
I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah.
Happy gallbladder removal day.
Yeah, two nights ago we were making plans for her birthday yesterday, and she was flown out to Sacramento to another hospital to have her gallbladder removed, and she's in recovery at the moment. Even though I haven't spoke to her yet, I heard she's doing good. So there's that.
At least she gets to see the old man.
Hospital's saying happy birthday to her and gave her a balloon yesterday, so that's good. Yeah, she's down there where her dad is, so he can visit with her and maybe see a couple of her friends if they'll come to the hospital to see her. Anyway.
Ooh, I should tell a couple of my other friends, like B, my redhead.
Right now we're making a video.
I know.
Maybe we... So what did you want to... What all do you want to talk about Kendra?
Okay, let's see. What are some interesting stories growing up together? So, when we moved to Sacramento, we went to Warren A. Allison. And my sister, we lived across the street from the school. My sister didn't want to go a lot of the time, which was nothing new with her. But I ended up accidentally getting a bit of a reputation for being mean to my sister because every time I walked her to school with me, she would start crying. So they never asked, but they were like, "You must be abusive," and I'm all like, "No, she doesn't want to go to school. That's it." And then she's like, "Oh," nowadays she's all like, "Oh, that happened." I'm like, "You have no idea, kid."
Yeah. So she's born the end of June, so she's a Cancer.
We don't have anything to make crab hands.
She's what do they call it? Passive aggressive
And deadpan.
Yeah, she can insult you very calmly without getting upset, but she'll totally upset you probably.
She's also not very subtle.
No, not subtle at all.
But I'm wondering if that's something she got from me a little bit, because
I think it's partially just that she's a Cancer.
Probably because I try to be subtle.
But
just like, I'm not trying to insult you.
Let's see.
She's outright. Everybody's like,
she's 30. She turned 30 yesterday.
She turned 30.
She doesn't look 30, but she turned 30 yesterday.
Right?
Yes, I have a 30-year-old, and Jocelyn's older than her, so
32 in August.
So yeah,
still seems weird.
So apparently I'm over 30. So anyway, Kendra, let's see. She was very tiny as a baby. She was 8 pounds 10 ounces, but she was all muscle, so she looked like a preemie kinda, and was in preemie diapers, despite the fact of being 8 pounds 10 ounces, which is really insane, but it's true. And her name, so her name. When I picked her name, I had never heard the name Kendra in my life, and I pulled out a baby name book, and I seen it in there, and it was under the Dakota Indians, and it said Water Baby, and I thought that's kind of cool.
Which is also funny because June.
It totally fits her too. Her personality, it fits.
Yeah.
She was always the petite, little tiny kid that wanted to wear dresses. Got upset.
Only dresses. Only.
Got upset when I told her she couldn't wear dresses to school in the snow. So there could be a foot or two of snow on the ground. I told her she had to put pants on under the dress, and then she was okay. She hated going to school at the very beginning because I left. So they distracted her with dresses to try on, and I ran out the door. And then she cried when I got back when she realized I'd been gone.
It helped when I was in 2nd grade and she was in kindergarten. I'd see her during her recess, because it's also my recess here. Miss Server's 2nd and 3rd grade class. I was in 2nd grade.
I think her teacher was Mrs. Warnock. I think that was her name.
I think so. But my sister actually made quite a few friends in kindergarten. I was surprised because she made a lot of friends.
Well, she was very likable.
Yeah, she just didn't like talking to people a lot.
She was likable. She just doesn't like anybody.
But yeah, she specifically told me she had a few friends that she liked to hang out with during recess.
We would love to have her here with us, but even if she wasn't in the hospital, she's not going to let us put her on camera. So when you see little glimpses of her when we're exploring or something, count yourself lucky.
She's a cryptid.
She doesn't want the camera pointed at her. She doesn't even want her voice heard, so
like Mothman or the Yeti.
We're working on it.
Loch Ness Monster. My sister's definitely a cryptid.
So what else? She likes French toast. She couldn't be with us last night for her favorite foods, but we had it anyway. But don't worry, when she gets out of the hospital, I'll make sure she gets some.
Oh, despite me being the older sibling, she likes to pick on me instead of me pick on her, and it sucks because she just keeps going. Also, she's not ticklish, which means if you attempt to try to tickle her, you are already doomed. You sealed your fate.
Yeah, if you try to tickle her, then she's going to get revenge.
She's very devious about it. She's like, it doesn't tickle me, but it will you. And it's like, uh-oh.
So if you're the slightest bit ticklish, don't even try.
And if somebody's yelling for help while they're being tickled for her, you gotta cut your ties, man. Or you're both doomed. Like, legitimately.
Let's see, what else do we want to say?
She's always loved her Pokemon games. Always. Ooh, I got one. Okay.
If you keep hitting that, it might vibrate through the camera and be really loud. Just saying.
My bad. I talk with my hands a lot, sorry.
We're sitting on benches on some bleachers. Backwards, getting eaten by mosquitoes, so excuse us if we're scratching and swatting at things.
So I learned how to tie shoes back in Head Start. Yeah, it was Head Start. And I kept trying to show my sister how to do it, but she couldn't get it down. So Dad finally taught her how to do the bunny loop. And then suddenly she could tie shoes. No problem. But I didn't know she was frustrated for a long time until Dad was able to show her how to do the bunny loop tie. It's like you do the 2 bunny ears and then you loop them.
I don't know if I've already told the story on this channel about our routine that we had after you guys got home from school. Maybe, maybe not, but we had this routine where everybody would take turns talking about their day. And so I'd sit there and say something about something that happened at work. And Jocelyn, of course, would complain about some kid at school, about something stupid they did. And Kendra, when it came her turn to tell us about her day, she'd just say, I love you. And then it'd go back to me, and we'd go round and round, and every time all she said was, I love you. She never had anything to say other than that when we were doing that part of our night. And I miss those days when you guys were little.
We weren't as devious.
I've never had any problems with you guys.
Our dads also said the same thing about growing up. I don't think he ever even sent us to a corner.
I don't know.
He would rather talk it out, especially when we became teenagers.
Well, there's other stuff too, but
yeah,
we won't get into all that part of it.
Yeah.
So let's see. There was something else I was going to say, and I've already lost it because
my sister's a troll.
A troll. Okay.
Why is she a troll? Because she likes to sit here and tease you relentlessly. Sorry. Like, poking you in your sides when you're not paying attention. Feels like she's stabbing you with her nail.
Yeah, we let her do it and be a little dramatic and say, oh, you killed me.
Yeah, like, I've been stabbed.
I think the nurse at the hospital might have been a little concerned when I made a comment, she stabs people all the time. I didn't think about the phrase at the time I said it. So we had to clarify. Wait, that didn't go very well. We had to clarify what we meant. There was something I really wanted to say, and I can't think of what it was. Oh, she's not real good at follow through.
Yeah. Procrastinate now.
She loves doing things. Like one time, my dad wanted to make necklaces with the girls, and she picked out all the beads and she put them in this little tray in the order she wanted them in, and then she walked away and told my dad to finish it.
I think I remember that.
That was the extent of what she wanted to do. She didn't want to finish.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she's also ADHD. Well, she's not actually hyperactive. I just tend to be hyperactive. ADHD doesn't mean you are hyperactive, but your attention's all over the place.
ADD, right?
No, it's ADHD.
ADHD is hyperactivity.
Yeah, hyperactivity, like your focus is going everywhere really, really fast, and you have a hard time focusing unless you randomly find that one thing and you end up hyper-focusing on it, and then suddenly it's been 3 days and people are like, it's Friday. It's like, what happened to Tuesday?
Yeah.
So a big thing ADHD people do is they start projects, like really extravagant projects, and then we get distracted and forget to finish them.
Sure. Oh, how about something funny from when she was 4? It wasn't funny at the time, but the girls went to my mom's neighbors to have watermelon. And after a while, we got to wondering where they were because, it doesn't take that long to eat a piece of watermelon. So we got to look for them. They're not there. We go outside, and Jocelyn's out there, but Kendra's not out there. And we're asking around, and people are like, oh, she took off with this other little girl who was 3. Kendra was 4. And they went, headed, west. So, bare feet, middle of summer, I'm running down the pavement, the street, looking for her. And, actually, I didn't take off right then. At first, we're curious, trying to figure out which way to go find her. The little girl she was seen leaving with shows back up crying hysterically, unable to tell us why she was crying. We did find out later she was crying because she peed her pants, and Kendra just kept walking. So, anyway, we took off down the pavement barefoot in the middle of summer, a little hot. And this cop pulls up beside me and says, are you missing something? And I was like, yeah. And so Kendra was in the front seat of his car, which was good. So I didn't have to worry too long about it. But they said not to let her out of my sight again, or they'd label her a wanderer. So from that point on, the only time she was out of my sight was when she was at school, up until she went to live with her dad. So,
and now she never leaves home. She's like the mysterious Yeti.
She's a hermit. To be fair, she's got lupus. We all do, but I think it affects her skin a little more than it affects ours.
Or rather, in kind of different way.
Yeah, we get burned easily, but she can't handle being out in the sun at all, period. She'll wear a hat and a jacket no matter what the temperature is, and so she's a hermit. And we go to the hospital. They're like, she's so pale. I'm like, she's always pale. They're like, no, it's a different kind of pale. No, she's always pale.
Yeah.
I tell them that, and they don't believe me. They think something's wrong with her because she's pale, and I'm like, yeah, she doesn't go outside in the sun. But, she's a hermit and a vampire mixed together. Well, she can't be a vampire. She has a fear of blood.
Yeah.
Big, major fear of blood. Not so much, it's not about needles, it's just about blood in general. She can't stand the sight of blood.
When she was a preteen, she accidentally got a staple in her heel, the bottom of the heel, from a staple gun. We're not quite sure how she ended up doing that because there was no staple gun outside of Dad's room. And Dad's girlfriend at the time was there. And I was there, and then we're in the hallway between 3 bedrooms in the bathroom. And then Kendra's like, get it out. I'm like, okay. And I start to reach for it. I get this close, my hand is her foot. I get this close, and she's like, no, don't do it. And jerks her foot away. And then I'm all like, well, how am I supposed to do this? And then I saw Jamaica move out the corner of my eye, or saw Dad's girlfriend move out the corner of my eye. And then I'm all like, hey, Kendra, why don't you want me to remove it? And she's focused on me. And then Jamaica just pulls it out. And she's like, ah! It's she didn't even see blood. She knew it was there, but she didn't see it. But she got sick. And then she's like, I gotta lay down. It's all well, At least it's out. And then there was another one that scared Dad really bad because she went to the Great something.
Great America?
Great America. She went to Great America with her class, I believe. Maybe a graduation thing. I'm not sure. But back then we used to get a lot of them. And Dad got a call from Great America going, "We have your daughter here in the infirmary," and he was like instantly like, "What?" So I was like, reasonable and understandable, but like, she got a splinter in her hand and then we removed it and she fainted. And then Dad was like, "What?" And he was all like, he likes to tease her about it every now and then. And I'm like, yeah, and I still like, she'll be doing something that she probably shouldn't be doing that may injure her, and Dad'll be like, yeah, because that'll go over well. It's not like you fainted at Great America after getting a splinter taken out. Like, he'll just bring it up like, yeah, don't do it.
Oh, and then there was the time that she had this cat that was kind of wild, and she was trying to tame it, and she got a new roommate that showed up with a cat, and the cat kind of went a little psycho. She put it in the bathroom until it could calm down, but then when she went to check on it, standing outside the bathroom, you could hear what sounded like a possessed demon flying through the air, and we finally got the door open, and she's standing there holding the cat, handed it to Jocelyn, and then I had to have her sit down in the tub because she was bleeding in various places.
And I got mad because she didn't have Neosporin or peroxide. Did she even have Band-Aids?
Yeah, because I put Band-Aids on some of the injuries.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she was having difficulty because she knew she was bleeding, so I had to bandage her up.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget she's hemophobic, which she still likes to pick on me for because I get injured easy. Like,
are we even visible in the camera? I can't even see the screen. We look like shadows to me.
I can see this.
Okay.
It's fine. So I've gotten into a couple bicycle accidents. My second one, I was coming back from out of school youth program, which you could be in it for between like 17 and 20, and they'd help you with life skills and all that fun stuff. My sister and I ran it together with another friend of ours. So I was riding my bike back from there, and I was going up the overpass, and then I started going down, and then I saw the front tire of someone's bike suddenly jerk out towards the road, and then I panicked. I didn't want to hit whoever was literally around the corner because I couldn't see him through the trees. Turns out he wasn't riding his bike, he was walking it, so I slammed on both brakes before I knew that. And when you're riding bicycle, you never slam on both brakes, ever. Just don't. So then I like flipped, and I had some trouble getting home, but then I eventually got home, and then I'm like bleeding. I'm like, hey Kendra, can I get some help? You know what she did? She's like, hold on, I gotta get a picture. And then I'm like, okay, but now can you help me bandage it? And she's like, really? I'm all like, oh yeah, you're hemophobic. Or like the time where I was fixing one of our office chairs with some epoxy, and the X-Acto knife slipped, and I like cut to the bone, and I noticed it first, and then I was like, why is there red on the carpet? I'm like, oh, that's not good. I'm like, hey Kendra, can you come help me? She's like, why? I'm like, I'm bleeding everywhere. She's like, well, I can't do it. I'm all like, I need some kind of help. Can you at least give me a paper towel? And she's like, yeah, hold on. And then she went and tattled on me. The way she told Dad, it sounded like she was tattling, like she likes to do. And she comes back down to sit down. She's like shaking her head, like, why are you like this? And then I was like, hey Dad, can you hold this for me while I finish this? And he's all like, take the paper towel on your finger. I will finish it. Like, duh.
Oh, there was another time when she was like probably 4 or 5, and we wanted to go to the store, and she didn't want to go, and I was like, well, I'll get you ice cream if you go with us. And she's like, I don't want ice cream, and she went running, and the apartment manager at the time had to run and catch her. because she decided she didn't want ice cream, and it wasn't that she really didn't want it. I think it was more that
She wanted to play.
She wanted to see what would happen if she ran. And no, she didn't get in any trouble for it because it was not a big deal. She's a toddler.
Yeah. Just a kid being a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, that second bicycle accident. So she didn't grab me up, but her friend did. We didn't have the proper stuff, so paper towels and masking tape it is. And then my sister called her dad, and my friend called her mom, and then both parents were all like, "Does she need to ride to the hospital?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And they both, our friend and my sister both said, "Shut up, Jocelyn." And I'm like, "Wow, okay." They're like, "Yeah, she needs to go to the hospital." So dad comes, and then my sister comes with to make sure I go in and make sure I don't need help or anything. So while she is kind of shy, and a hermit, when she needs to be, she is very stern.
Yeah.
So like, "Shut up, Jocelyn, you're going to the hospital." When we get there, and then the doctors are like,
Bossy. That's
yeah, there we go.
Very bossy.
Yeah, we get there, and then they're like, "Oh my God," the nurse, she's like, "Possible head trauma," and I'm all like, I'm good. And my sister's like, "Shut up, Jocelyn." I'm like, are you just gonna tell me to shut up every time I open my mouth today? She's like, "Probably." And then we the check-in people, they brought me in, and they're like, "Do you need either of them to come with you for emotional support?" And I'm like, look back at them, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they need more emotional support than I do. But when I got out of there, my sister's sitting there like this. I'm like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" She's like, "Again?"
We went to Termo. There's a couple of videos on my channel. But in between those two videos, Kendra went with me, and it's really sad because the footage just vanished off my camera. No explanation. We drove from Termo to home, and it just vanished.
There was an EMP.
But yeah, there's obviously something that didn't want us to leave with the footage.
Maybe it was a ghost.
But it was really sad because Kendra, she's not the most outgoing person, and she was standing out there on this broken deck, this broken porch thing.
Oh, yeah.
That had all these nails sticking out of it, totally splintered, and she's teeter-tottering on it, having fun. And
yeah.
I really wish I had the footage to show you guys, but it's all erased. But she does know how to have fun. She just doesn't like to.
It's true.
And let's see what else. I don't know how long we've been talking. I can't even see. I know it's recording something, but...
Good question. Because I can't tell because the light, the sky is right behind the white letters, so it's like,
Yeah, can't really see it.
Okay, maybe...
Sorry,
30 minutes?
I got a message, and I have to reply.
Are you able to lean in to see? I'm blocking the sky.
Oh, I don't care. My eyes aren't that good. I'd have to take my glasses off and put my face against it.
Okay, that's fair. What about you put your hand up then, like, right here?
Huh?
Put your hand up, like, right here, and I can check the time. I think it's 35. Pretty sure. Anyway.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Kendra? Kendra, you better watch this. No. She won't.
Oh.
There's a very slim chance she'll actually watch it.
She's actually a pretty good sport when it comes to meeting our cousins, even though she doesn't know them a lot of the time. Well, we don't know them very well, or a lot of our cousins. But the few times we've gone to meet some of our cousins, she's actually been a good sport about it.
Which is amazing, because she won't like you when she meets you.
Yeah, she goes like,
She's like, "Oh, person."
Like, oh, no. Oh, yeah, and she's incredibly sarcastic. She's so deadpan about it, sometimes you just can't tell. Then it's all like, okay, does this sound believable, or is this bull?
Anything else? I'm sure there's a million things that we forgot, but we didn't really prepare for this. We just decided, since her birthday was yesterday and she's in the hospital today, we just thought we'd have a conversation about her. and kind of introduce her without her actually being here, because she wouldn't be on the screen if she was here anyway. So, anyway.
Ooh, I know. So, my sister has a habit with chocolate specifically. Most of the time, her face is clean when she eats. Anything chocolate will always end up around her mouth, so you can tell when she's been eating chocolate specifically. Like, even when we're older and she takes her time eating it, it still ends up around her mouth. And then I still sometimes go, were you eating chocolate? She's like, oh, I thought I cleaned it up. So,
I'm pretty sure she says it burns her mouth when she eats it too.
Probably.
Because it seems to be a common allergy in our family.
Yeah.
That and alcohol.
Yeah.
Which hasn't stopped us, but it should.
I cannot have menthol cough drops, though. The regular cough drops.
Yeah, I don't know how she handles touching the hand sanitizer through this whole COVID thing. She got obsessed with it.
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff with alcohol in it that some of us can handle a little better than others do, and then stuff that we can't handle better than someone else in the family.
Yeah.
Like, supposedly she didn't used to have a problem with cough drops, but I always have. It always felt like I had, like, acid burning my mouth, and my doctor was like, that's not normal. Don't take those. Like, but I need a cough drop. She's like, pectin.
I have that problem with cinnamon.
Cinnamon's so good, though.
No, I mean, like the cinnamon candies. Like the Brock's candies. Those burn my throat.
Oh.
And make it hard to breathe.
Oh.
And I still eat them.
Do you eat the little peppermints? The white and red ones and white and green?
Sometimes. I don't eat candy that often.
Me either.
Anyway, I guess we should wrap this up. Unless you have something really important to say about Kendra. Or to Kendra, not that she'll ever watch us.
She's shorter than me, forever. That's the important thing.
What, half an inch?
No, she's like 5 foot at most.
She's shorter than me?
I think so.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I thought we were all about the same.
Yeah, we're about the same. But I'm pretty sure she's like 5 foot at most.
Huh. I thought she was like the same as me.
It's not friends. It's not fair. Our friends are like 5'3" and they go like, hey, I can see over your head. It's like, please stop. I'm already short enough as it is. And then my sister will as her response, she will try to tickle you.
Yeah, it took me forever to even realize I was short. I just figured that out a few years ago.
It's like, oh man, I can't reach the thing.
And then my son comes to visit. Skylar comes to visit. He's so tall that it's like you have to look up at him.
I can still pick him up and carry him around.
Yeah, true. Anyway, I guess we really should wrap this up.
Oh!
Because it's getting long.
One more thing. She really likes to draw. But she has a little trouble drawing a lot of the time because she had a bump in her wrist at one point. But you wouldn't know about it because she doesn't exactly show her art. She should show her art.
I think it's like a calcium deposit she had. I had one once too.
Yeah, but I think she said it went away on its own.
No, I didn't know about it for a really long time. And then, no, it wasn't calcium. The doctor said it was a cyst. And I didn't know about it for months. And then I sent her some B17, and she took it and it went away. But, can we go now?
My sister prefers me teaching her how to drive over Dad. In your face, Dad.
She'll probably never drive on an actual road, though, because her eyes are as bad as mine. And at least I have the advantage of learning how to drive before my eyes got that bad.
Yeah, she's doing really good when I was teaching her.
But maybe we could get some golf carts or go-karts or something so we can slam into each other and have some fun.
Anything else?
I don't know.
I can't think of any particularly embarrassing stories I could tell about her.
Alright, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
It's really long. Nobody's going to watch it if it gets too long.
That's true.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Send your friends to my channel, our channel. The channel belongs to everybody. I don't know. It's everybody's channel.
Yeah, basically.
And hopefully I'll be able to get Bronsha on the next video.
Woohoo, Dad!
Because we do have something planned. So we'll see how that goes. He's at work at the moment. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and the money on me, 141 been putting stacks on stacks, 2 chains go grill, based on true story, real spill, kill bill. I'm hot right now, top 5 out of 10. Okay, let me talk my shit. You smother